Hello and thanks. If you're watching this after we've been live, thanks very much for hitting on the video. There'll be timestamped at the bottom so you can jump the intro music to get straight into the live stream. But in the stream, guys, we always cover the game weeks that we're leaving, preview the ones ahead. So if this is the first stream you've caught, I hope you enjoy it and I hope you pick up some tips and tricks and whatever else as well. If you've stumbled across this video and you haven't even got a Sorare account yet, there's a link in the description down below that will entitle you to a free card once you've picked a few up from the market. It's the best way to join the platform, and the link's in the description down below. Hope you enjoy this one, guys. If you've joined us after we've been live, thank you very much, it means a lot. And yeah, let's get stuck into it. There we go. I've not checked Sorare data for the last like maybe 10-20 minutes, something like that. So I'm not too sure exactly where I'm sitting for some of these things, and I am very much looking forward to seeing exactly how we have finished up with them. Since kind of getting started and everything as well tonight, guys, I have had a little bit of a bump and a bash in here. Camera's a wee bit out of position. Stream, which is annoying me. I think I'm going to kick this little page away. And yeah, I think I maybe just had a wee bit too busy of a computer. Terribly sorry, guys. I'm just going to check we are still up and running tonight, because I would hate for... Yeah, there we go. Chase Nikolai, is that us better now? Just having a wee check myself on my phone, just... think we're still going. I just want to check, guys, before I proceed, because sometimes at this time of night it does. Yeah, okay, much better. Okay, good stuff. Right, okay, it must have just been that page then. That was tricky. Okay, cool, sorted, guys. So, without any further ado, we've got a very exciting game week that we're leaving behind, and I just want to make sure everything's all tickety-boo for it. So, like I said, last minute drama. I've been hunting down. I'm coming out with some prizes this week again, which is nice. But I'm not too sure exactly what prizes we're going to be walking away with. Okay, so as you can see, got a bunch of teams out this week. If you missed the stream on Monday, it was an after hours stream. Okay, so if you did catch the one on Monday and it was a wee bit slow or whatever, it was quite late. Didn't really interact with the live chat too much. I'll get those fist bumps out the way now, actually. And you know, we picked up some good cards. I'll go through it all. We've got some good stuff to leave behind. I'm always quite conscious when I'm doing my overview from the week before. I don't want it to be too dull and just look what happened last week, but I think I'm going to put best possible score. I'll just leave it like that, and I'll do that as the running order. So we're doing my best teams first rather than all these ones that are all over the shop. The ones that are at the bottom, the dregs, we can just ignore them now. But Ewan McLeod is in the house. Fist bump, good to see you, my man. Mikey Basson, Hodgson, Martin O'Reilly, good to see you. PK Random, my man, good to see you. Evan Crowley, Shrew, Misaki, Matty Boy, Chase Nicolai, Misaki again. Brilliant, guys, lovely. Thanks for joining us. Now, quite a lot of teams went out, and 38th we've finished in champ. I'm going to look at this first, right? So Brais Mendes was playing tonight. Oh, look at that, guys. 1.48 points off of a reward. Captain Max Arnold's debut. Brais Mendes, I pretty much thought coming into tonight he needs to get like 100 for me to even think about getting something. And he's brought in basically a 96, man. He's just been 1.5 points short of a prize in Champion Euro D3. For 360 points, I think I've done a good showing. Been a wee bit unlucky with the goalkeeper. Been a bit unlucky with the striker. Wait till you see Nemeka's scores. So, the most popular episode of the Sorare Procast, search all your podcast places, you'll find it, is with me and Techers. I think it's like episode 6 or something. It's called Profiling Forwards. And this is the sort of thing that we kind of spoke about in part. Big chance miss for Nemeka has brought him down to minus, he's lost 5 points from all his kind of offensive work. He's been playing as a spearhead because Wout Weghorst has been diagnosed with COVID. I'm pretty sure I'll get a couple of matches out of him, but the big chance miss, losing 5 points on that is sore. But also, most of the big chance misses I've been catching. I didn't see the Wolfsburg match at the weekend. It was a 2:30 kickoff. If that was a goal, then that's a total flip on its head. Bit of a change. It's not too much here, negative or positive. I think Nemeka is actually a good forward for his AA score that he can get. Not been a great match for him, and I think they lost like 2-0 or something. Yeah, it was 2-0. So, even you take away that big chance missed, 43. Anyway, by the by, we've just missed out. This is a really sore one, but I love seeing Captain Arnold again in that same 2-0 loss. Has picked up 58 points. Even if I had Captain Van Dijk over Arnold, I would have won something undoubtedly. And yeah, the Sociedad game was something else. I watched most of it. I started off watching something else. I think it was like PSG or something. It was pure boring. And then I went and watched Liga Santander, Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad, and it was a really exciting game. I'm glad I watched it, and some really good SO5 players. I got a good chance to get a wee update on scouting wise. This is the best team I had from the last game week. It was my favourite team going into it. All-Star Division 3 always is. Kyogo Furuhashi up front for the Celtic. Only picked up a 68. Got his penalty 1 awarded, which is great to see. Leggett got his goal from the bench, albeit. Isaka got his goal against his former team. Mickey Yamain just rocks in 70s for fun. And Trapp conceded 2 and brought in a 57. And we're walking away with a tier 1 rare. 15 points off of the star category, and I'm really happy with this team, but I didn't really have anyone stellar. I didn't have anyone like Brais Mendes rocking in with a 90 odd or whatever. So I'm quite content to be picking up a tier 1 from the global pool. Unfortunately, not winning anything here is a sore one. How delicious does this look, guys? Claudio Bravo, Jesus Navas, David Silva, Edin Dzeko, Sergio Aguero. The Man City vibes are here, representing, so we're only picking up a tier 3 limited, right? But I'm so excited to see this team win something. Jesus Navas rocking in a 96.8. Now, the big fear on the platform is these attacking fullbacks that launch crosses into the box and all the possession lost that they get attributed against. Jesus Navas has lost 12 points for possession lost, which is considerable, and he still managed to pick up an 88 of 36.8. So, old gold, man. I know he's 35, but he's playing a lot, and if he can keep this up, then bring it on. David Silva was back. Aguero got a goal from the bench. I actually stopped watching that game at like 1-0 or something. It was so boring. And Dzeko got his goal against Juventus, and he was captain. So, glad these guys have won me something. Really, really nice moment for the club. Love to see it. All-Star D2 was close but no cigar. You can kind of see what's going on there. Giakoumakis made a lovely debut for me. This was actually the first game week that I got Giakoumakis, Kyogo and Jota all playing in the Celtic team and all into lineups, so that was good. Renato came off the bench and pulled in 18.1 AA in 20 minutes of the match or something, so that's promising. Good to see. Jordan Larson gets subbed at half time. They were getting absolutely humbled by Zenit. And probably my last big score from Slovak for the season is probably going to go unrewarded, unfortunately. And Valenzuela played 90 minutes, didn't do too great. He lost tons of points, if memory serves me right. 22. He lost 22 points for being an attacking fullback, so that was an absolute sore one. Even if he had a success rate like Jesus Navas and he only lost 12, it's an additional 10 points. An additional 10 points. Well, I would have made it a little bit closer, but still wouldn't have got us over the line. All-Star D4. Now, at the last minute, guys, because I bought, this is a lesson to you all, right? And me. Because I bought Max Arnold, that then demoted Carlos Soler from D3 to D4. And then that demoted Kamada out the picture. And I thought, crap, this is going to backfire. Kamada's going to have a stormer. And the only place I could find to put him at last minute short notice was All-Star Division 4. He replaced Takashi Usami, who I think he scored like 70 points or something. So we're not picking up a card in All-Star D4. We're getting the ETH at an absolute canter, it must be said. But if we picked up an extra like 30 odd points or something, we would have been up in the upper echelons of the tier 3 category, and we could have got lucky, or we could have got a bag of shite. But we'd have got something. So last minute changes, they backfire. My MLS team done something. My wee rookie that I've got up front there, Ibrahim Zanussi, got his decisive. What was it? An assist, a goal. Good to see. Not winning anything there. Champion America D3, I had such high hopes for it, and Kessler DNP'd on me. We got a great score out of Grancia. These scores have been coming, and they're starting to now, hit the fan now that Chicharito's back. But again, we're not managing to capitalise on it, which is so unfortunate. Zacharian pretty much won this all by himself. Unfortunately, we had the DNP in Camavinga, but we're still picking up a tier 3 limited. It could be anything, it's probably going to be rubbish. Champion Euro D4 was just crap. Robbo was the only guy that turned up. Depay did Depay things without getting a decisive. Champion America D2, Johnny Russell played his part, so did Medina. The rest of the guys were just crap, and for how crap the back three were, Efra just didn't do anything, but these guys were horrible. To be 115 points off a prize is sore, because even if they'd done modest, they would have been in the hunt for something. Nothing for All-Star D5, nothing for Champ America 4. Under 23 D2, just a lot of meh, nothing too exciting. Under 23 D3, again, nobody really stood up. Hakimi got a red card, and again, all these guys just didn't do anything decisive, just all their typical kind of 80 scores with nothing major. Challenger, nothing. We got a DNP on Gigo. I didn't see they had picked up yellows. U23 D4 get pumped as well. So we're picking up tier 1, a couple of limiteds, nothing too excited. I was very hopeful we're maybe going to sneak across the line. Maybe we get a favourable Opta adjustment, but I don't think so. I think this is probably my favourite story of the game week, is just seeing the Man City boys rock out in Champion Europe D5 limited and picking me something up. So good times. What was my... I've not actually checked my SD leagues, and I'm very bad for checking them on a Monday, so I'll do that now. Mikey Basson hit 348 in All-Star D3 for the first time in ages. Just missed a card by 6 points. Ouch. High five, good to see my man. Fist bump. Josh Forth, good to see you. Evening gang, tad late. Hope we're all good. Had a good game week, hitting correct captain choices in 90% of your teams. Good to hear, Mikey. Makes a hell of a difference, it really does. Predictology, good to see my man. Fist bump to you. So let's see, who did I have? I'm leading against Peachy Beat. I think I always beat Peachy. I think, or Peachy, is that his name? So who did he have? Keegan Rosenberry DNP. So he's going to get another 28 points off his bench. And on our 28 point, yeah, so on our 50 odd points, he's on 511. What am I on? Yeah, he's not going to beat me. Who's really saving my bacon here? Legit, Chicharito, Yamain. That same kind of spine that, you know, Legit, Asaka, Yamain, they were in my D3. So guys, I've kind of stumbled into a nice little thing, but we always talk about this on the stream is start and Sorare data 11. Pick your best 11 without regional biases or anything like that, and then revolve your teams around there. Now, as you can see, the best team I had this game week, you can see the little triangle that came out of my SD11. And all things being well, you know, I had Kyogo and, you know, Chicharito done a little bit better, so that could have been him. And Kyogo didn't even make this team, which is weird seeing that now. I think I fancy Cabral to do much better against Dallas. And yeah, so Grant's here on the bench. So it was good to see we're winning again in SD11. Who I thought was going to be my best goalkeeper, Marcus Schubert, was absolutely rotten, bringing in a 29. So hey ho, Marcus Schubert. Let me catch up with you guys in the live chat, see what's going on, and then I'll dive into this week's game. We'll have a look at the fixtures. I'll probably show you some transfers and some stuff I've been up to, prize pools, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, the combined age of that City lineup must be quite high. Yeah, it definitely is. Like I say, Navas and Silva are 35 each, so what's that, 70? Dzeko must be like 35, so that's 105. Aguero's like what, 33, 34, 140, plus the goalkeeper's pushing for, it's close to 200, eh? Be a great team for when it's overage average 35, eh? That'll be some team. Right, okay, so let me show you what I've been up to. And then we'll go do some game week stuff, just to break it up a little bit. So I've picked up some cards. Wait, you see them all. So where do we start with? Max Arnold, probably. Max Arnold. I think, you know, if you caught the stream, you'll maybe know already. You know, I was gunning for him. It was a really late night auction after the stream. We'd kind of, at the end of the stream, we kind of went through the auction cycle and everything, and this was a guy I was like, man, it's at 2 in the morning, I'm going for it. It's so underrated. Managed to pull it off, which is great. The next morning, I woke up to like, and I watch a lot of Celtic fan TV stuff. There's a few channels that are good, and then they've been kind of previewing Japanese stuff and getting some guys on and whatever. And then I woke up 4 days ago in the morning to like the Record and the Times and a few like Scottish outlets all reporting that Maeda is going to be close to joining Celtic. So I went and picked up a rare for him for 0.2 Rapid. It was the cheapest one on the market. I then later went up and snapped up a few limiteds. I got my 1 of 100. This was my number one target, really, for the Bundesliga coming on. I got my 1 of 100 Tyler Adams for 0.18. Couldn't believe how cheap it was. I'm getting real flashbacks, real deja vu to when I picked up the 1 of 100 Chris Richards for how cheap I got him. He's been a great servant to the club, and Tyler Adams, I'm quite confident his AA will come to show itself in time. I then had a very interesting trade. Some guy approached me on Discord and he's like, I've got 5 super rares, would you trade any of them? And the only one I'd be vaguely interested in was Dries Mertens, and I managed to shift a couple of cards on. I've been kind of trying to sell, not too actively. Anyway, got a decent trade, I think. You know, I'm only really banking on him for this season, but I've later spoke to a holder or two of him and got some opinions. It looks like he's going to be really good come January for when Osimhen goes away for AFCON. And also, there's always a slim hope he goes back to Belgium for a swan song, or maybe abroad, MLS, China, something like that. So to get him for, I think the trade value is about the 0.3 mark. I'm quite confident in that, to be honest with you. And I need another, if you look at this SO5 League Champion Euro, and then we look at super rares, and then we look at forwards, you'll see I don't have that much option. I was just taking away the super rares, sorry. It's Mertens, Nemeka and Paulinho. So as soon as Weghorst comes back, he's number one choice. Nemeka then becomes rotational risk. He has played wing. Paulinho doesn't start. So Dries Mertens I know also doesn't start, but it just gives me another one of those dice rollers, and hopefully between the 3 of them I can get one of them involved if I'm throwing out a punty D2 and needing our striker involved or something like that. So that was a trade I was quite happy to do, and it was funny because I was actually looking at Dries Mertens when I noticed it was only Nemeka and Paulinho I had. Oh come on, I just hit clear filters. Dries Mertens was somebody that was popping on my radar as potentially somebody who was cheap that I could get, and I just never ever wanted to spend the ETH on him. This was about a month or 2 ago I'm talking, because I think like John's been going into Napoli quite big, and I see a lot of successful Napoli teams, and I've always liked Mertens, and I thought maybe you can get him cheap. You know, I see Mertens as like Napoli's Larson in a way, you know, like I can't really say it any other way. A wee backup goalkeeper, I said on the Andrews podcast, I needed a couple of them. I found one. Julian Harao, who I've been waiting to get since MLS new season cards came on. He was always mega expensive. ETH-wise, I'm really happy with the price I've picked him up for. And then I've managed to pick up a couple of Bundesliga rookies. So I'm quite happy with it. I've actually done a lot more business over the last week or so than I really anticipated. So I was chatting with the Andrews. I was kind of saying I kind of go in little spurts, and if you kind of look at over the last month, I've been a bit busier than I realised sometimes, especially with the limiteds, because like I said in podcasts and stuff going by, they're very easy to spend little incremental amounts on, and I'm quite fond of limited rookies, you know. Andy Black, good to see you, my man. Fist bump. Joshy Fourth, Shrew, Evening Black, morning, whatever time. It's afternoon. It was always going to be. Schick is out for 3 to 4 weeks reported today. That could be good for us and Paulinho, certainly. Brutal for Schick. Who does that help at Leverkusen though? Alario and Paulinho is my two blank guesses. For the live stream, guys, I think I'm going to start. I'll show you what I'm doing at D2 level and I'll work my way down, okay, just because of the way the tabs go. I'll start super rare and go backwards. Now, I've had a few DMs, right? I'll start off with this, asking me about training. When you're in this page here, you hit the mix tab, okay, and you see special weekly and training. Okay, and that allows you to access him. I'll probably just show you my special weekly first, actually, because it's not going to win, and it is just odds and sods. This is basically a training team. Pretty much a known DNP goalkeeper, and it's last average max 40, and you know these 4 outfielders could do something. So I've thrown them out there. Captain Mertens, because it's his debut for the club, and who knows, we might get something. We probably won't. Alario, yeah, I'm kind of there. Alario primarily, because he's a poacher type, so if they're going to stick with the same kind of formation, they could do Wirtz false 9. The thing with Leverkusen is they're quite good with playing midfielders false 9s historically. Maybe not this manager, I don't know too much about them. But guys like Diaby, Bellarabi, they've not got even Leon Bailey anymore. I think he can do a false 9 kind of job. I'm looking at Paulinho. Don't know if he can do a false 9, I wouldn't suspect so. But yeah, I think Lario's the obvious one. So I'm putting out this team into what we would call D2, or what's now known as just the super rare global all-star region. I'm worried about Titon, but the outfielders I'm really happy with. Having DNP'd in the last game down to rotation, Kessler will almost certainly play the next game. Legit scoring from the bench in the next game away to Kansas is a huge match for LA. I expect him to start. Joseph, in my opinion, will start against Atlanta, and I think Gigi Yakimakis will start away to Hibs. And I think if Titon starts, that's my main worry, is that the interim coach Tyrone Marshall maybe looks at Vermeer and thinks, I'll give you another chance, because Titon in the last game had like errors led to goal attributed to him. I've not seen it back yet, so I am fearful that he will be dropped, and that is my caveat on this team. Like, I want it to be strong, but I don't want to compromise any of the super rares I'm using elsewhere. Now, I don't actually have that many goalkeepers playing this midweek, and like I've been previously kind of saying on air and stuff like that, I'm actually quite happy not having as many goalkeeper options, because it allows me to focus in on the lineups that I'm picking and just making sure the absolute best players I have are getting into the absolute best teams I possibly can make for them. So I think for the rare page, I'm going to start at Champion America Pro. Now I'm pretty much focusing on the pro leagues, okay, because that's where my super rares, my better rares can get into. I don't have any U23 goalkeeper coverage, and I'm not too sure if I'm alone in that or not. I'm not too sure how many are actually out there this game week. I might have another look at it before we leave tonight, and I might just throw in a U23 amateur, I guess we're going to call it, line up out, and just the hope that we maybe hit something. This is my Champion America Pro. I'm really wanting Champion America to yield some prizes, because I need to get some Argentinians, I need to get some Brazilians, some Mexicans. I need some of these guys in the club. I have zero allocation towards these. And after recently saying that, I was remembering I did win a Eugenio Mina, who plays for, it's not Vélez, it's the other blue and white team, Racing. And after I sold him, I realised, even though the guy's like 31 or something, he's actually like a really solid scoring defender, and I maybe should have kept hold of him. Easily replaced, of course, but I like the guys I win. I like the trophies going into the club and being the cabinet, if you like, you know. But we're captaining Miles Robinson here. I think he'll have a good game against Miami. You can probably work out why for yourself. Chicago NYC, if you're going to watch any MLS game, that is probably going to be the goal festival. Chicago NYC is always mad as a bag of frogs. And I think Medina, having scored from the bench in the last match, should start, and he's definitely in NYC's strongest 11 for the season. Grandsir and Chicharito are in great form, and like I've already said, Bill Legit, it is a big, big match for them. And Sean Johnson, we just hope he doesn't concede a barrel load, really. Got to shove as many Atlanta United guys in this week. Yes, you're dead on there, Black, because you expect them to roll Miami over. I'm with you all the way there. Love to see Joseph. Bellarabi out for a few weeks too. Oh wow. Yes, hopefully Paulinho starts to play, then that'll make me so happy. Of Leverkusen? No, there's no Bundesliga midweek. Right, Champion Euro Pro. Where do you see this team? Now, I watched a good bit of Verona v Lazio, and I'm getting confirmation bias coming out of my ears on Ivan Ilic. He played great. Now, he actually... 2 seconds, guys. I'll pull the page back up, right? Wait till I show you this, right? Because if you can pick him up cheap, there's not many of these in the stream. There's not many of these who watch his live, especially. He's a good U23 midfielder. I'm a big, big fan of the guy. I've watched him a good bit now. Probably about 3 or 4 matches like on the television, and then all the usual like clips and scouting software and all that fun stuff. Let me find him in my game week and I'll pull him up for you. I must have skirted over him. Did I even play him? I think I played him U23, didn't I? Yeah, U23, there he's there. So 40 points, right? A 4-1 win, Verona against Lazio, and Verona were good. Like, they were really good, really exciting to watch. And so it doesn't look like he's done great there, right? If you look at it, big chances missed. He's got 5. He had 10 mid-match. He's maybe had to be adjustment, which is good to see, I suppose. And then what else did they have go against him? Nothing major. But yeah, he had 2 really good chances. I wouldn't have called them both big chances missed, but he had 2 attributed to him later on. But one was like a kind of Frank Lampard effort from between the penalty spot and the 18-yard line, and another one was a front post header that I didn't think was a big chance to be missed. So I'm hoping, for the sake of Opta and their reasoning, whatever, that was maybe the one that held them back. But seeing the guy a bit more possession one, there's no amazing stats to actually come out this match, but I did watch him and he was very good, positionally aware, technically very good, very calm, and yeah. So Ilic goes straight in. Now I'm not too sure about Trippier, but I wasn't too sure about Trippier, but having just watched him play against Sociedad last night, I'm very confident that he's back up to speed, he's back in favour with Simeone, and between him and Oblak, they need to get their shit together big time. So, you know, they managed to pull out some okay scores at the end, but conceding 2, they were 2-0 down to Real Sociedad. Carlos Soler, it's a wee bit of a gamble because he didn't start the last game, but I believe he will start, and he's Apex Champion Euro mid, so he has to go into the team. And as you can see, like I'm showing you now, I've not got many more options beside, but actually, as I look at our boy Braze banging in a 96 tonight, now the worry with that, right, is when is this fixture? Because Celta only played tonight, so this must be Thursday night, this game. The worry I've got, right, is Celta Vigo made 5 subs tonight, and Brais Mendes was like the only offensive player not to get subbed, which is great for me, right, because he also scored many more points as a result. But that now leads me to wonder and question if he gets rotated for the midweek against Real Sociedad. Now, Sociedad's a big, big match. Is it a game that Celta Vigo will expect themselves to win? Probably not. Is that a game they'll want to win? Most definitely. But I just don't know what the priorities are going to be. So where are Celta Vigo? They've bounced up the table a wee bit after that result tonight. Fixtures is the 28th, which today's the 25th. Yeah, it must be Thursday. Must be right at the end of the midweek. 28th, Thursday night, yeah. So they've got 3 nights. They're at home. They were away tonight in Madrid. I don't know how far it is to travel from Madrid to Vigo. So what I'm now thinking, to have a better defender for Trippier, that I can drop Trippier for... I can maybe drop Trippier for Miazga, and then I'm replacing Soler with Mendes. No, I don't think that's a good play. But I think, can I pull Mendes in somewhere else potentially? I might. I think it's better not to tempt fate. I'm trying my best not to do that. I've picked that team. It's good to see Mendes got those points, but do I want to rip up the book and get him in somehow? 4 starting U23 goalkeepers. Okay, so there's only 4. Interesting. I might look at that then. This is my all-star D3, right? So fuck U23s. Fuck Champion America. This is the team. We're getting Kyogo and Jota up front together, the deadly duo. Captain Jota till I die, of course. And then we're getting that bad boy combo from Atlanta. Brooks Lennon. and Ezekiel Barco. Barco DNP'd the last game down to suspension, so he should be fit as a fiddle. And Matt Turner, they've just won a supporter shield. They're at home at Colorado. Colorado are not a big firepower team. They're a good team, but they're not like, you know. So anyway, I'm hoping Turner can pull in a good score, and I'm expecting the other 4 to kill it. I really am. Hibs are not in the best form now. I spoke to Hendo. He's my SPFL expert, and he reckons Celtic should win. Hibs are kind of on a decline, but it shouldn't be a pumping. But I'm hoping it is a pumping, to be honest with you. And I'm going for All-Star, guys, because I think Barco hits plus 80. Brooks Lennon has a goal and assist in his game, so he can get me over 70, no problem at all. And we know what the Celtic guys can do, of course we do. But yeah, we're just going for it big time. All-Star D4, I need to get that ETH. I need to get that ETH. Now, I'm relying for the very first time in a long time on my common goalkeeper. He's in good form. My multiplier isn't too bad on him. I've almost maxed him out level-wise, you know, so it's almost not as bad as it should be. Gutman, Zelarayan, and Johnny Russell are in shit-hot form, and Sorloth played the best match I've seen him play since I've owned his card against Atletico Madrid. He really ran his socks off, worked his socks off, played super intelligent, used his body well, took his goal well, and I'm hoping the strike partnership for Sociedad is going to be the Scandinavian powerhouse duo of Alexander Isak and Alexander Sorloth. I hope that's what happens, and I hope he can rattle these scores out on a consistent basis. The best place he can get into my game week is All-Star D4, and it is what it is. But Captain Russell is my contingency against all the LA guys I've got, because that is a hard fixture. Now, I am starting to second guess Brais Mendes. Can I get him into that D2 potentially? Who did I have? Leggett and Medina, was it? No, Joseph and Giamakis. Yeah, I need to keep Joseph in there, I think. Giamakis, Leggett. Could I put Leggett somewhere? I think, do you know what? Did I drop Medina for Leggett and put Brais into here? No, I think I'm overthinking it. I really do want to play Brais Mendes, and I think I'm going to have egg on my face because he might kill it again. But I think Sociedad have got an extra 24 hours rest. It could be. I really don't know what's going to happen. It's a tough one. Let me look at. What I want to look at is their fixture run. Celta Vigo going into this. Now I'm just doing it on my phone because when I do it on the computer, it tends to break down the quality of the stream real quickly. Okay, so they played. Oh yeah, they've not played for 2 weeks actually. I think you'll keep in the team. So what does that make me want to do? Does it make me want to drop Trippier away at Levante? Probably not, because I fancy him to do quite well. Ivan Illich. So let's say, could I maybe throw out, if there's only 4 U23 goalkeepers, let's just do something for some shits and gigs, right? So let's just put Hassel in here, just because we can. Who else would I have left over? I've got Valenzuela. Okay, so he could score okay. So let's put Valenzuela in there. I can put Illich in here. So let's do that. Cabral's not got a team. I could put Cabral in here. Yeah, do you know what? I may just make a punty under 23 D2. Because if there is such a lack of variety of goalkeepers, I'm tempted to play Brian Gutierrez. But I think I'll go with the safest options, and that'll be Efra Alvarez. I'm kind of sacrificing Illich here to accommodate Brais. But I think they've not played in a while. He'll be in good fettle. But Illich played so good. Oh. This is actually really close to pushing me to want to do. See if what this is really wanting. See what's going on in my head right now is I'm really thinking I've got the ability, I've got the cards to go Champion Euro D2 this week. I could play Trippier, Illich, Mendes, and I think Mertens might come in for a start because I watched a bit of the Napoli game and some of those guys get injured. And then also I've got Oblak, rare, so I think I could play a really good Champion Euro D2. But when I look at the prize pool, right, it's a midweek as well, right, so it's a smaller field, etc. But the prize pool, Champion Euro D2, there's only tier 2s up for grabs. It's only the top 10 that are getting paid out. It's a good percentage wise based on the competition and how many people are actually entering. But it's all about the pro, man. Champion Euro Pro. When you look at the price pool, we're getting star rares back to 6th. So there's not a great chance, but there's only 216 entrants compared to normal. It's normally a lot more. And then when you see the tier details, who's in the star category, Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, we've got to be going for that. All-star rares, let's just make sure they're still there. Yeah, because I'm targeting all-star in a big way. So I'm now getting a wee bit. Who'd I pick? Illich away to Udinese. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with Illich. I think I'm going to... I really want to drop Trippier now. Who's in this all-star for the defender again? Is it Matarita? No, it's Kessler. I also think a lot of other people will be thinking like me. And how many people are actually in? 54 people have entered All-Star under 23. There's only 4 goalkeepers. It's probably enough of them have goalkeepers to not make that a worthwhile gamble or tactic. U23, but I could maybe get away with the Illich. Let me see what I'd have for U23. If I could play a known DNP goalkeeper, could I still... I've got Valenzuela who could do well. No, I think I'm overthinking this, guys. I know... I really just want to play Brez Mendes. Guys, I'm toiling here. I just really want to play him. He's scored so good tonight. I want to get him in the team alongside Illich. And alongside Trippier. I can't get them all in. I am prepared to drop Sorare. I think I'm quite happy and quite prepared to do that. But Levante, where are Levante in the league in Udinese? Let me just check that real quick. It'll be the last thing I check, guys. I know this isn't good viewing for you. It's just me checking out the head-to-heads on the old phone. So we're looking at Atletico v Levante. Levante are second bottom. Oh yeah, I need to be taking Atleti. Evening, John. Good to see you, my man. XMK Podium Dangerous. Yeah, the All-Star D3 definitely is. Joshua Forth, good to see you. John, thanks a lot for joining us, my man. Aman TH, first bump to you. Thanks for joining us. I think there's enough supply to where you have little to no shot with a DNP goalkeeper. Black, I make you correct. I'm being a wee bit overly optimistic. So no, they're against second bottom in the league. As long as he starts, which I fancy him to, it's a good fixture for him. Let's see Verona, massive win, just beating Lazio 4-1 in the last game, and they're playing really good football. I cannot stress that enough. They're up to 11th in the table. Udinese are down in 14th, and yeah, Verona fixtures 27th, so 2 days played yesterday. Yeah, Udinese are not really up to much, especially at home. They're not really doing too great recently either. Verona have got a terrible away form, it must be said, but Verona are very much the form team of the two. And then yeah, that's the way I'm sticking with this. Brez Mendes has had a great match tonight, but he's against a very good team, and there's only like a 2 or 3 day turnaround. He has had a lot of rest behind him, which is what makes it a difficult decision. But I think so, yeah. So just show you that one more time, guys. Podium Dangerous. We're going balls to the wall with the Celtic attack, and we're hoping Atlanta stuff Miami, which isn't too much of a stretch, especially for Brooks Lennon and Barco and Joseph, the 3 super rares I've got. So super excited for that. We're going Messi hunting with that team. We are going Messi hunting in a big way, and then kind of ETH grinding team, for lack of a better term. There we go. So that's kind of what I'm rocking out with this game week. And then I also have some limited actions. So how many teams have I got out? Just the 2. So again, we're chasing down the big hitters in the Champion Euro region. I've not quite been able to keep it Man City orientated. David Sorare comes in and goals, and Lautaro Martinez goes in up front to partner Dzeko. That's pretty much the best team I can make. And yeah, let's see how it does. Captain Dzeko again, since he did so well. Jimmer. Oh, hey, babe. Is that because I joined, I think it was your Twitch I joined there, Jimmer, when I was half asleep. And then this is my all-star team, so I'm going big on Seattle, away to LAFC, and I picked Aguero, just because, why not? I think Aguero could get a goal against Vallecano, even if it's from the bench. And otherwise I've not got much else on. So I don't have that many teams going out by comparison. I think I've got probably quite a lot of teams going out compared to like the average user. I've got very strong teams, But for myself, I've normally got many more goalkeepers further spread out, and we're competing on many more fronts. But I think what I've got here is a great set of potential winning teams, which is what I'm all about. So in All-Star, we're getting star rares back to 4. Oh, Jesus, that's crazy. Tier 1s for the top 13. And the ETH scores, as we know, 8,000 people registered. That's All-Star D4. All-Star Pro, we're getting star rares back to 9th. And we're getting tier 1s back to 28. So, wee bit of messy hunting with those two. And then the Champion Euro region, we're getting star rares for the top 6. So we need big special scores to be coming in. There's no Bayern Munich. I think PSG. Let's see matches. So let's see all the teams that are going on. The big matches. Who are we maybe scared of? Napoli could boss Bologna. That's potential. But Bologna are in some good form now. And I've previewed them on one of the podcasts. So you know my kind of thoughts on them. Inter Milan could blast Empoli. That could happen also. Let's see, is there any other ones? Also soon I've got very good statistics. The latest episode of the Sorare Procast, it'll be out on Wednesday. We kind of talk about Osasuna a bit, and Athletic Bilbao. So maybe keep your eyes on them being sneaky ones, but they're not powerhouse stack teams. Barca maybe, because Vallecano are a minnow, but they're doing okay. They've been punching this year. Rangers Aberdeen will be tough if you get any Rangers cards. Celtic Hibs, I'm hoping Celtic stuff them. And MLS, Atlanta Miami is the plum fixture, I think, for SO5 reasons. And otherwise, yeah, none of these other ones seem dead nailed on. Salt Lake could be good against Dallas, but Dallas are having a wee bit of a resurgence, getting some goals on the board, whatever. Yeah, no PSG. It's just Marseille and Nice that play for France midweek. So there's no big stack heavy teams like Ajax's and Bayern's, and there's not as many of the, there's no Europa League, there's no Champions League, all that kind of stuff. So I'm actually quite hopeful that a lot of these teams are podium dangerous and they're going to go the distance and they're going to make a big difference to my game week. Now guys, I've got a special little thing. Oh, Surface, I bow to you. João Paulo is suspended. Thank you very much. You are my hero. Surface, Sam Rifkin, thank you very much. Yep, I only have 0 teams, only 1 player playing. Oh wow. Chimi Avila. Now Chimi Avila is, I think he's back in town, guys. I didn't name him on the pod when chatting about Osasuna, but Chimi Avila could be a wee sneaky Champion Euro forward you might want to get acquainted with. What is all this strategy? I don't know if that's a joke because I'm talking so fast. I'm sorry. I've been kind of aware of that for the last 5 minutes. But strategies kind of important to me, I think, most of the time. My rewards is actually good. This Danny Rodriguez guy's got some really good scores in his locker recently. I don't know if I just want to play him for shits and gigs. Oliver Torres, who's my ticket card, banged in a 95 this game week. I don't know if I maybe want to throw him into the mix. Gagliardini. I might just throw in this Oliver Torres then. Let's see used if I get anyone else that's in training that could come in. Fernando. Camavinga. Nolito. I think I might play Nolito. No, maybe not. Yeah, I think I'm going to play somebody a bit safer. Like Fernando. No, actually, I'm going to pick my ticket card. Let's get my ticket card in here. Captain Roldan. So the little Seattle mini powerhouse at the back. Right, guys, I've got a little side kind of angle feature of the night. Okay, so we've been streaming for, I don't know, about 45 minutes or something like that. We'll be streaming, we'll probably get to the hour mark, okay? But the So Far So Rare podcast with John, he's got a nice new little feature that he's asked a few of us to kind of test out for him, where we phone up with a question. We leave the audio on the thing, it's a little answer machine type thing, and he'll be able to snippet that, your questions in the future. This is the kind of the prototype test run of it into the podcast, which will be very exciting. Now, I am shit at thinking up questions on the spot last minute. You'll probably notice whenever John asks for questions, or most of, I don't really come up with many questions. If anything, I'll put in something ironic or something funny. So you guys in the live chat, I need you to drop in a few questions that you would want asked on John's podcast. The host this week is So Rare Mega, so I need one of these. I need a few questions to throw out, and you guys can tell me the best one. I'll phone up John's number. We'll do it on stream. You'll hear how it goes and all the rest of it. We'll leave the little questionnaire. Maybe we'll leave a wee joke in there as well. Who knows? and yeah, we'll kind of maybe not finish the stream on that, but we'll include that in. So questions for John stroke Sorare Mega on the So Far Sorare podcast, for me to phone in on John's new prototype kind of cool mid system, get them in the live chat, and we'll talk about it as well. That was a wee joke because you don't do much in terms of strategy, sorry. I thought it was one of those two angles, Jim. I wasn't too sure because I don't know you too well, buddy, what way to take it, so that's cool. I know, I'm on the same page now. You think Hadji will be decent this week? I tossed him into U23 D4, but was really just a guess based on past performance. Aberdeen Rangers is like almost as big a fixture, and I say almost, as Rangers Celtic. Like, Aberdeen hate Rangers, and it is away, isn't it? Rangers are having to travel up to Pittodrie for the game, but that is like, if you have any exposure to Scottish football, that you actually watch it, like Rangers Aberdeen is a big match. It's like Man United Arsenal in that same way, if you know what I mean. It's like they're not like a derby, but they hate each other. It's at Ibrox, so I don't know how that will go. I'd probably expect Rangers to win at Ibrox most of the time. Aberdeen have not been doing too well under Glass this year, but they've got big players in their team. They could pull a result out, who knows. But yeah, if you've got Hadji, I'd probably play him, to be honest. Does the question have to be related to Sorare Mega? No, Surface, it can be related to absolutely anything. Anything at all. Yeah, so I'm just going to sit on the auctions page and just chat some gibberish with yous while you guys drop in some questions for Sorare Mega stroke John. And any questions for me, even if you want to throw them out there, I'll bat them about with yous. But that is basically my team. I'm going to be doing some member streams. I've been saying that for too long. I'm really sorry, guys, but I'm going to be ramping up the member streams over the next kind of month or so to try and catch up, because I owe you a few streams. So we'll catch up for the stuff that I owe you, and we'll get some up-to-date stuff as well. And then we'll try and develop and move that on in a bit better, so it's better access, better content for you guys. What's amazing? You've lost me. Right, okay, all these limited auctions just get in the way, I think, don't they? Oh, do you know what? I want to check my Sorare data again, because I've seen that Reyes Mendes was on for like 96 on Sorare itself, so I'm just wondering, yeah, I wonder if we've had a wee, maybe we've had a wee opta adjustment, you know, just to finish the match, just, oh yeah, we didn't add on that pass, or we forgot to give him a goal, or we're still 1.5 points away. Oh yeah, so it had him down as 96 because it's 95.9. I'm hoping and praying, guys, I'm hoping and praying. If you're on the bubble, I'm really sorry, but I hope to God I overtake you. Boring question, but serious. What is the plan with the coins you win from the chess in Sorare Mega? Surface, I'm probably just going to ask that because that sounds like a great question. I've not been on. I did Sorare Mega a lot when it first started, and I've just been lazy, to be honest with you, amongst other things. But I know that there's people talking about they had like a currency kind of going on platform and whatever. So I think I'll maybe just even roll with that, Surface, to be honest with you. Now, I'm not going to show you a number or anything like that, a dial for it, because I'm sure John will make that available as and when he sees fit. So we'll phone up and we're going to ask from Surface. Let's just do that. It seems like it will work. And here we go. Oh, Jesus, John. Is that my dodgy number? Where are we calling? Right, let's see. Massachusetts? How much is this going to cost?
Welcome to the So Far Sorare podcast hotline, where you can leave any hot takes, questions, or topics you have for the podcast. Just record a little message, let us know who you are, tell us where you're from, tell us what you do, and yeah, give us something to talk about on the podcast, and I will try and get around to it in the coming weeks with one of the guests. Thank you so much for taking the time to call, and I really hope we can get back to you.
Hey John, it's your good pal Quinny. We've got a great question come in from Surface to Air Missile. He wants to know what's going to happen with the coins and the chess on Sorare Mega. So if we could have a wee bit more what's to come with that, that'd be lovely. Join the podcast, have a great one, smash it up, bye bye. Whoever answers that in Massachusetts is not going to have a clue what I just asked them. Matt, hey, fist bumps, good to see you, my man. You using Sorare Sharp, Quinny, pretty good for price alerts. I've got the app. I kind of started off with a few, as soon as I downloaded it, I added a few people that I was watching And I'm terrible with apps, to be honest with you. I stay on Twitter for too much. You probably noticed. I get sucked into Twitter. I really need to get onto Discord a bit more, and Sorare Sharp, amongst other things. The audio clip submission of questions on an answering machine. Oh, right, okay. Sorry. It's brilliant, isn't it? SR Haji going into U23 D3, Matt. Oof. Well, hope he does it for you. That would be absolutely great. Joshy Fourth, which additional game mode do you think Sorare could add, like Sorare Mega has added to the Sorare Dice? Oh, sorry, Josh, I've just called it. Sorry, pal. Sam Rifkin, thank you very much for the old super chat. Thanks very much. Really appreciate it, my man. Good deal, Matt. Hopefully he smashes it. Who's got the SR Haji? I'm now kind of confused by that chat with who's got what. But yes, I'm looking forward to hearing. Who knows if that will be included or not. But let's look out for the Sorare podcast this week. Should be good fun. Normally drops on a Friday morning. Mine pretty much always drops on a Wednesday. The Sorare Procast. Make sure you check that out, of course. But Sam, Rifkin, Surface, thank you very much again for the super chat. It means a lot to me, my man. Hey Quinny, I want to ask about the pricing of limited cards and rare cards. Are they fair in the sense that there will be a correction later? Now, I kind of spoke about this on the Andrews podcast that we did live last Tuesday. I want to say, if you're on YouTube watching me, late after this stream is done, just type in RotoWire or Sorare Andrews podcast, and it's like the last episode. You can go and find it. We spoke of that and a lot of other great things. But the correlation, I think, between limited and rare is going to be even less connected than the price of rare to super rare, because rare to super rare kind of has a pre-existing paradigm in the SO5 arena in terms of your rares can really travel up, and as you accumulate super rares they can accompany each other, whereas limiteds are very much in their own category, in their own place on the platform. And now for new users is very much that's what you find and experience first, and that is what it is. So in terms of correction, I think the line you want to try and draw is comparables rather than going up the price of the scarcity, if that makes sense. So I'll keep it brief because you're much better checking out the Andrews podcast for this, right? But the example, basically, what gets you unlimited for 0.2 versus what gets you a rare for 0.2 is more the comparison that you want to be watching out for, rather than the price of my limited card versus my rare card, because a rare can be played in a lot of different places for a lot of different utility, a lot of different functions, and there's a lot more avenues in the market to it, whereas with limited, the main avenue to market is just it's cheap and accessible. So if in terms of their prices correcting as such, it's not, because there's still, like, we've only got, like, for most of these cards we only have 10% of circulation, so I wouldn't be expecting any kind of real correction in terms of the correlation between rare and limited. I would think of any correction that you're looking for to be more in line with what 0.2 buys you for a rare versus the limited, that kind of thing. In some cases, you might find the price of the limiteds go up, and in some cases, you might find the price of them come down, because, it's all about what people have in their wallet versus, like, oh, well, the rare's only 1.5 times more expensive, I'll just go buy the rare. You might not always have that money. The other person may not always have that money. So I think it's more the connection of what your money gets you. Is it a limited Depay, or is it a rare, I don't know, Grimaldo or something? I don't know. Mikey Basson's right. If you are enjoying the stream, guys, at all, smash that like button. It means a lot to me. So yeah, that's kind of my take on that. Let's not forget, I was the first ever to donate. Yes, you were, XMK. You are number one, and then Surface is number two. We've only ever had 2 donations, but that's fine. I'm happy with that. Thank you very much, guys, for the support. It means the world to me. You've got no idea. Prize pool question: how many Snickers do you have to find in a swimming pool to make you get out of the water? I think 1 is enough. I think if I find 1 Snickers in a swimming pool, I'm out of there. Like a shot. Magic. I feel like the stream is going to be descending into chaos, guys. I've set my teams up. I think I'll be picking up a tier 1 rare from Global All-Star, a tier 3 limited from Champion Euro, a tier 3 limited from Under 23, and I'm picking up my ETH. I think that's what I'll be walking home with tonight. And I think I'm rocking out there with like 5 or 6 really good teams. Oh, Raul Garcia, I wonder how he scores in SO5. I used to love Raul Garcia on FIFA when he was at, he's actually doing pretty well. Bilbao got some really good stats, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if Raul Garcia is a big part of that. I liked him in FIFA at Atletico because he's really tall as well and he's good for corners. So when you got like powered up versions of him, he could be quite cool. I like the Corinthians kit as well. It's quite snazzy, isn't it? Nordi Mukiele, the man, the myth, the legend. Wonder how much he goes for. I've not really been paying attention to Mukiele, unfortunately for him. River starts in 5 minutes. Still games to be played. Oh, what? Are you joking? Oh no. Oh no, you're joking. Hendo, Black, I think you've got a River Plate guy still to play, don't you? There is there's some Jeopardy guys. Massive friend of the channel, Hendo, is gunning down the number 1 spot in under 23 D3, I want to say it is. So guys, hit that like button. We need to will Ross on, or Hendo, onto the number 1 spot, and to pull an Mbappe or the best thing possible. I'm pretty sure it's under 23 D3, isn't it? Hendo is hanging in tight. Can he do it? Fingers crossed for Hendo at Dunfermline Athletic. Serious question. What do you think of the message Nep's tweet gave out today? And Old Boys says, what do you mean the question of the Neps thing? I kind of seen what went on, but what do you mean by that exactly? So Black, where are you? Are you hunting down this? I'm pretty sure Hendo said Black might have had a card running, or might be your card in this division's ran, I don't know. Understudy I know was chasing him hard with somebody right at the death, this Madishvili guy. I think Hendo's got it off the line. Get it, Hendo. Yep, Hendo's pulling it in. It looks like, I thought he said Black, maybe he meant this Black Flag guy. Ajax, Sporting, Seska, Ajax, Mechelen, either went. Is there anyone else here who can catch the old Hendo? I think he's done now, I think he's safe. Congratulations to Hendo. Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if we done a little sporadic video on his YouTube channel, so search on YouTube Sorare Hendo. I'm sure he'll tell you the lovely strategy he's had behind building that team. I'm privy to parts of it. So it'll be a good video if he does that, which I think he is. I think that's 100% done, 99% here. It says, but I don't see any guys in the upper echelons with any cards live or left. So I think Hendo might have pulled the rabbit out of the hat. And I feel so good for Hendo because his luck has been quite rotten over the last little period of time. He's been so unlucky with random DNPs or crappy like red cards and all that kind of stuff. Claiming getting a podium winning team and blatantly talking bollocks. I think in the post he said it was a challenger team, but he meant champion, and I think if you look, that might be what it is. I think there was a wee bit of confusion, to be honest. I need Hector Martinez to bag in 100. Yes, Black, I think Ross has done the maths. I don't think it's quite 100. I think it might be 88 or something, unless you've done the maths, but who knows. So I think it's been blown out of proportion. I think the guy's words have been maybe taken out. Like I made a wee response to that tweet thread from 2Bob, wasn't it? Just saying like it's kind of nonsense. Like on the podcast with John, he said like you could build a challenger team for about €50, which is probably almost certainly is wide of the mark if you include the goalkeeper, of course. But then like 4 or 5 days later, putting that post out, those two things are not related. He's not saying you can build a £50 team that goes on the podium, you know. So I feel that's a wee bit like, that feels like mainstream media tactics, you know, like misquoting people and splicing interview pieces together and saying that guy said that, you know, that's how that kind of feels to me. So I don't know if I'm missing something or whatever, but yeah, to say something on a podcast 5 days ago, to then tie that into a tweet that doesn't even reference the podcast 5 days later, I think's a bit of a stretch. I don't know. And the thing with Nepenthe, like in the very little I know about him and see of him, is like he's not a full-time Sorare player. You can tell quite clearly he's a full-time FIFA guy. So he is a passive, you know, making a mistake like challenger and champion, or maybe back of the fag packet maths with his champion team. I mean, I can forgive somebody for that if that's been the case, because not everyone commits the time to this that I do, certainly. You can click unfinished claiming getting a you can click Unfinished lineups. XMK, you've lost me. Unfinished lineups. Oh, so you can. Oh, XMK, what a boy. There's Black there. Oof. 1.26 left to go. He's on 300 points. What's Hendo on? 410. Oh, yeah. So he needs something big. You don't need quite 100 Black, but yeah. Well, we hope you get second, Black. We very much hope you get second. Or third. I think Understudy's a friend of the channel as well. Hopium, I'm not too sure about. But wouldn't that be great if we had a podium of friends of the channel? If we had Understudy, Hendo, wrong page, and Black on the U23 D3 podium. Wouldn't that be a game week to celebrate for all involved? I think it most certainly would be. I hope that's the way it finishes in no particular order. Ideally, we want Hendo to hang on because he's got some banging cards, pulling in some banging scores there, like Zachariah and Trent and whatever. I think Nep might just be a bit misinformed, but ridiculous to turn it into a witch hunt. Yeah, I'm kind of there. Yeah, who can catch Hendo? It's just you, Black. I think. I don't think this Pauloso guy can really do it. Who's he got left to run? Julian Alvarez. Oh Jesus, he's only a rare, but so yeah, I don't think he can catch podium. He can definitely get himself into prizes. But what number do you think is most important in the SD charts regarding growth? Owner of 5, 10, 25. For me, Surface. I'm always a big fan. When we're on the, I'll actually just pull the page up since we're talking about it. When we're talking about the growth, I really like 5 and 10, to be honest with you. I kind of like bouncing between the two of them because 5 is people that get their free card. That's the amount of people that open an account, play about with something and get their free card. They are ready to play. They want to get their free card and they want to start interacting with SO5 and the marketplace and whatever. Sometimes some people buy 5 in a week, some people buy 5 over a month, but people have 90 days to buy 5. So 5 is to get their free card, that is. So 5 is always my base. Like looking at 1, I don't think tells you really anything. At point of recording now, we're looking at 29, basically 30,000 people having 5 cards and 10,000 people having 18. So the gap between that is like basically, let's just call it 11,000. It's kind of been around that level for a little while. Has it been a bit of a wider gap? Yeah, I think it has been a bit wider and it's maybe kind of shortened off now. Yeah. So I like seeing that gap tighten. That's what really encourages me. I think 10 is players. If you've got 10 cards, you're playing every week. And if you get 5 cards, you're in, you've got your free card and you're up and running. So 5 and 10 are the two numbers I like. Looking at 100, I don't think tells you jack shit. Looking at 50, like I remember getting to 50 rares and being like, oh my god, I can't believe my gallery's so big. So 50, no. I can see the argument for 25. I think 25 is how many people you look at who are probably logged in daily. But 5 to 10, if we're looking at growth of the platform, they're the ones I really, really look at. And yes, I know it's completely unrelated to anything. Yeah, no, I'm Surface. Listen, I'm all about that life, you know. But yeah, between 5 and 10, both those numbers tell me two things, and I think they're both significant. So I like to see the gap on them as well. I'm just doing fag packet maths with these now, but I think the gap is shortening between them. So that's like 10,000 there, or maybe it's widening actually. 10, it's widening, yeah. So the gap between 5 and 10 is widening, which means we're getting more people coming in to the bottom end and picking up 5. And the time it takes to get from 5 to 10, of course, is longer in a way, but not in another way. So I assume this chart includes the free card that you get. So once you get to 5, you kind of automatically have 6 if you click on a link. So then getting to 10 shouldn't really take that long by comparison from going from 1 to 5. So that's the kind of way I look at it, Surface. Not forcing any opinion, just always good to get, yeah, sure. Interesting, America and Asia leveled out, maybe because they came to an end. Also, I'd add on, Nep has been playing for 2 months, probably getting his head around the divisions he's going. Yeah, exactly. Guy went to court for instigating gambling with minors, defending his dubious at best. David, I don't really know anything about that stuff other than what I heard him say on John's podcast, and I've got no reason to doubt what I heard the man say himself. You know, he seems like honest enough, and hey ho, we've all made mistakes and whatever, and somebody who can own a mistake. And we know, David, there's people out there that don't own mistakes and hide in the shadows behind avatars and pseudonyms and all that kind of stuff. at least the guy's kind of wearing it. You know, he's sticking to his name. He's keeping his face out there, and he owns it. And he talks about it. So, you know, Evan, learning the game. He is going to be misinformed on certain areas. Is he? Yeah, of course. How much will it cost for you to share your Y Scout login? I'm almost the first loser in under 23. Oh, that's nuts, Jimmer. Are you on the bubble? You're on the bubble with me at least. I'm in Champion Euro. If you're in under 23, Jimmer, me and you, buddy, we'll be on the bubble together, not picking up D3 prizes in regions this week. At least I've picked up one in All-Star. But yeah, that Brais Mendes is a sore one. I'm so excited to get the card. I'm loving seeing that score rock in. 1.5 points, man. I really hope I wake up to Opta Santa in the morning and he's cured all my ails and got us over the line. But great question, Surface. Thanks very much. Yeah, between 5 and 10 for me. And yeah, the NEP stuff, like I've given you all the comment I've got on it. Sorry, like it's funny because me and my missus were talking earlier today, and like I really like if something doesn't happen in the world of football, it probably doesn't really register on my radar. To be honest with you, I'm so engrossed in it, especially nowadays with how engrossed I can become in it. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at for everything. Guys, is there anything coming out tomorrow? There might be a video coming out tomorrow. Stay tuned to see if there is. Podcast goes live on Wednesday. There'll be a stream on Thursday again. Now, the Thursday stream, guys, will be a big one. There's another massive weekend coming up. We've not had midweeks for a few teams, so it's going to be a really exciting game week. It should be the first weekend where we have the introduction of the Bundesliga cards into the prize pools, and I'm really hoping when this game week that we've previewed tonight on the stream goes live and the next game week opens, I'm hoping to get into those prize pools and see some sexy rewards. That's what I want to see in terms of payout numbers, some D2 love, star rare categories. I want to see some more Champion Euro love coming out in the prize pools. Chrissy Quirk, you're joining us right at the tail end of it, buddy. And then on Friday, I'm going to try and get some content made out over the next couple of days. So there should be some videos coming to you, but podcast Wednesday. Next stream will be Thursday night, of course. Make sure you check out on YouTube the YouTube shorts. I do them after every game week, opening my prizes, my little packs. The shorts only last for a minute, so it's very easy viewing and just shows you prizes and the kind of teams that won me rewards and that kind of thing as well. But yeah, guys, thanks a lot. I hope you've enjoyed the stream tonight. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share and retweet and all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one. Oh, I'll hold off on the intro. I've got a very good question in from Sam Rifkin, Surface, my man. Who is your favourite Bundesliga player? That's a really big question. Game week 214 special weekly is Bundesliga 6xMK. Good to know. Great question from Surface. Who is my favourite Bundesliga player? My favourite Bundesliga player to watch is probably... Who is my favourite player to watch in the Bundesliga? I'm maybe going to say Wirtz, but over the last period of time I've been watching the Bundesliga, it's been Sabitzer. Goretzka. I'm probably going to stick with Goretzka and Nkunku. And, this is one I'll give you, right? Probably one of my favourite players in the Bundesliga. I didn't go for his super rare yesterday, and Griezmann actually picked him up for an ETH. And the word I gave into the group chat that I was chatting to about it is I've bought enough guys that should play every week that don't. Right, so he does have a wee bit of an injury record, right? But Julian Brandt is one of my favourite players in the Bundesliga. Before Wirtz and before Havertz, there was Brandt. Okay, Brandt is multi-dimensional, can play every position on the pitch outside of defence basically, and when he is fit, look how blue his eyes are. Really look at how blue his eyes are. It even looks like the whites of his eyes are blue in this picture. It might even be a botched picture, who knows, but his eyes are super blue. He can take set pieces. He's a great midfielder. Big fan of him. You do need to investigate his injury record if you are going to go for him, but he is one of my him, Griezmann and Nkunku are probably my 3 favourite players to watch at the moment. And historically, Sabitzer has probably been my favourite over the last couple of seasons, but obviously he's at Bayern now and he's very much a rotational piece. I love seeing Kramaric as well. Andre Kramaric is a great forward, very exciting. But Brant's a cheeky one because Brant he's been doing okay, you know, but I think some of these rares and limiteds for the Champion Euro region, like Julian Brandt, look at that, going for 70 quid for a guy that should be feeding Haaland, should be feeding Daniel Malen, should be feeding Gio Reyna and these types of guys, and just hasn't been. He's had a wee bit of injury. Griezmann rates him. Griezmann's probably played against him, you know, so that's not bad. You know, but you know what I'm saying. I like this guy, and he's probably one that's a little bit under the radar. He's not quite a big sexy name, even though he's at a big powerful team. Who else did I say there? Goretzka and Kunku are both obvious guys. Was there another one that I had in my mind that's maybe not quite as obvious? Oh no, he's left Bundesliga. Is there somebody else I would want to let you into that might benefit you guys? I think that might be it. Hoffenheim. I've kind of spoke about some of these guys on streams and pods and stuff like that, but I'd probably say Julian Brandt is probably the one I would throw out there as a new name. Surface, you're right. If you donate, you do get unlimited questions. I'm happy to hang about, guys. I was just wrapping up there because I kind of ran out of steam, but if you've got stuff to throw at me, I will take it. Anyone know if Westberg keeps his place or will Bono set to return in the net for Toronto? Evan, I am so out of the loop with Toronto, you've got no idea. I think Westberg probably stays, to be honest with you. Johnny Boy, will the Bundesliga rewards take longer due to price discovery? In terms of for them to allocate the pools, I think a big part of the feedback that they've had about the prize pools is they need some manual adjustments, especially when they're brand new. If you remember when AC Milan and Real Madrid and all the Italian clubs at the very first came on, because they were all pack orientated, that was the big outcry then. So you would hope they have some sort of mechanism that maybe they filter like the top echelon players and just go, right, throw them into tier 1, throw them into star, and then the rest of the guys you just let them price discovery their tiers potentially. But yeah, so I just want to see plenty of prizes. I just want to see lots of them all over the place, to be honest with you. Andy Black says Wirtz is his favourite player. The bubble makes you feel alive. It does, Jimmer. It really does. You need to have a few game weeks where you might be onto something or nothing to really know the importance of training your players and picking the correct captain, because that is always a difference. Dortmund drop off without Haaland. That is probably true, but I think Malen is an untested quantity really at this level, and they've spent big money on him. He's got a chance now to show himself and to maybe become good, so I wouldn't totally write them off just yet. Probably wouldn't go with any offensive players, to be honest. Okay, fair enough. Jamal Musiala at Bayern. Musiala, I think that is. Serge Gnabry is also a baller. I love watching Musiala. That's actually a great point. I actually love watching Sané at the moment. Should stacks be limited, or should your stacks be limited cards? Is that what you're saying there? That's the way it should be. 100%. I hope they actually do it. Yeah, 100%, John. I'm with you there. Does Haaland even go into the prize pool now with his injury? Imagine he didn't. Andy Black, to answer your question, should stacks be limited? I personally would be almost in favour if they said maximum per team is 4 out of the 5. I could, because again in FPL and every other fantasy game you've ever played, you do get, and again the big reason that those I'm kind of going to contradict myself, right? But in these other fantasy games where it does say like max 8 per team if it's an 11-a-side fantasy element, it's because they don't want you just going and just buying top of the league who will win every week and that kind of thing. It's to give a bit of differentiation and make it a bit more of a level playing field, because everyone has access to the same resources. Now in Sorare you don't have that, of course. Not everyone has access to the same resources. So for that reason, I'd probably say no. It really shouldn't be, because again, if I put myself in the fan perspective, if I didn't give a fuck about Sorare, but I'm a massive Celtic fan, and let's say Celtic came on and I didn't care about any football outside the Celtic Park, then I wouldn't want to be going and buying a midfielder from Belgium or an attacker from Portugal to fill out my team because they won't let me pick 5 Celtic players. If anything, that would piss me off. So I don't think you can limit stacks in SO5. Going forward, SO7, SO11, whatever comes in the future, who knows? They've been very standoffish whenever you talk about different game modes like that, by the way, just as a wee FYI. Then I think definitely putting some sort of cap on it. If it was 7-a-side, maybe max 5 per team. If it was 11-a-side, max 8. would be more than reasonable and probably widely accepted and adopted by all. Didier Lamkelzee, I'm pretty sure he's in Belgium. Jimmer, I think you're the wind-up, Jimmer. I think you're a live wire. I think you're somebody that I need to be wary of, Jimmer. You've got disruptive banter that could just throw me off into any number of different directions. So hopefully it's a big game week at the weekend, guys. I'm very happy with the cards I've picked up. My 1 of 100 Tyler Adams, my 1 of 100 Max Arnold. I don't really give a fuck that the Max Arnold's 1 of 100, to be quite honest with you. I've got Araujo. I've got a Dortmund rookie, which, hey, why not? A super rare Dries Mertens has joined the team. I've got some dies in my Idas. It's been a good week. I'm pulling out some rewards as well. And I'm kind of waiting to see if there's any more questions from the gallery. I think if you are going to limit it, it has to be severe. Limiting to 4 doesn't move the needle at all. Look at the top 3 or 4 teams in Challenge. I all had 4 Ajax players. If you're going to do it, it's got to be like 2 or 3. Yeah. And for that reason, I don't think you could go to that extreme. So I think that if you want to wear that hat, which I'm kind of with you on, if you look at the stats, sounds like you have, then yeah, 4 doesn't move the needle, so it would need to be 2 or 3. And at that point, that is it's cannibalism, for the platform to push that way, I think. Stefan, you think you've won Challenger D4? I need to see this. Stefan, my man. Fist bump. Don't know if we've give you one again tonight. Jimmer, you've taken a fist bump. John, you've taken a fist bump. I'm not sure if there's anyone else. I'll see myself out. Jimmer, it's only banter. How do you rate Bellingham? I think he's great. I think it's very... So, the thing with Bellingham, right, is he's great. He's doing amazing, right? The thing that some of you might be aware of, some of you might not, right? But there's a really good couple of documentaries out there about the Borussia Dortmund training facility, right? And this all kind of came rushing back to my mind recently, right? Because I was listening to people talk about Man United, and they were talking about, oh, we've brought in Sancho, and look, Jude Bellingham had like a tour around the training ground, and we didn't sign him. He went to Dortmund, and he's ripping it up. Look how good he is. We should have got Jude Bellingham. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, there's no way in hell if Jude Bellingham went to Man United, he would be doing anywhere near what he is doing at Borussia Dortmund. And that's not because it's a German league, and it's not because Man United are so bad or whatever. It's to no sauce. No sauce, Stefan. You are top. Fucking great, big man. Hope you hold it down. Unfinished lineups. Let's see if we've got many of them. None. No sauce, my man Stefan. This mad frog logo. He's done it with a Vlachodomus, or a Vlach, let's just say Odysseus, a Vertonghen, a Coates, a Morioka, and who do you have up front? Jean-Luc Dompe. Great teammate, well done. Cannot wait to see what you get. What is the creme de la creme for Champion Euro D4? Of course it's not Messi, but a Tadic. Hope you get the Tadic. The football knot. Do you have cheap rare gems for a newbie? Bugsley, yeah, give me a minute. I'm talking Bellingham. So anyway, if you look at these documentaries about Dortmund, right, I love Benfica because of documentaries I've seen, and I love Dortmund as well now. You might have seen it. One of them went viral, but they've got this, like, they've basically got this campus, and it's like a fucking laboratory, scientific shit. There was a video that went viral, and it was like Royce, Lewandowski, Götze, that kind of generation of Dortmund players. You go into this room, and it's like squares and triangles and all that kind of stuff, and it's all on all 4 walls, and they just light up in different colours, and you've got to knock the ball in like 90 seconds. You've got to get all the balls in the right spot, in the right order, and all that kind of stuff. So when they go to Dortmund, young players especially, it's a laboratory they go into, and it is really by numbers, like their percentages, contact surfaces on the foot, what their strengths are. So when they're deploying them in the team, tactically, whatever the manager's going to do on the coaching pitch and whatever, they can actually deliver the sort of play, the sort of patterns much more effectively that the manager asks of them, because the club facilities are just, they are interstellar. They really are on another level. So I think Bellingham is a great raw talent, and I think the longer he stays at Dortmund, the better he becomes. Sancho has left Dortmund far too early. I didn't even think, even before the whole Ronaldo and how well Man United are doing this year aside, I didn't think you'd get anywhere near to his Bundesliga numbers in England, and that's not because of the differences in the league, but I think he's coming out of a situation that he should be staying in far too early, and whenever players do that, it can so easily damage their career. You just need to look at when Luke Shaw first went to Man United, or some of these guys that do get swallowed up by the bigger teams and don't get game time historically. There's a bunch of ones across the English Premier League that I'm sure we can all cite. None of them are actually springing to my mind at the moment. Inter Milan and Juventus have got AC Milan. They've all got a history of buying these guys domestically too early. And I know Sancho wasn't a domestic purchase, but the point still stands. You want, players when they're developing in that age range, the U23 age range, they need to be in a consistent learning environment of the highest order for as long as possible. And to leave Dortmund, which is a laboratory, I cannot say it any other way, to go to Man United, and God knows what the training's like over there in comparison to Dortmund. It's not even going to be the same sport in some ways. I'm sure he's shell-shocked thinking, what the hell have I done here? So Bellingham, love him, potential 12 out of 10, but he needs to stay at Dortmund for as long as possible. Unless he's going to play for one of the top coaches and a top team that can continue that on. But again, I wouldn't want to see Bellingham leave Dortmund. He's 18 now, until he's like 21 minimum. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on Jude. Brandon, sorry, I've missed something. Oh yeah, somebody asked for where do we go? Do you have any cheap rare gems for a newbie like myself? Now I don't know what cheap means, right? So Bugsley, if you want to give me what cheap means, I'll try and find you something, okay? No sauce does it with no stack. Love it. Brandon Rising, I got lucky in Asia D4 and came 35th with an inexperienced team. Why does it seem everything is harder to rank in now with more players? I thought it would get easier with an inexpensive team. Sorry, you've lost me, Brandon. You got in with a cheap team, which does it seem harder to rank now with more players? I thought it would get easier. Why would it get easier if there was more competition? You've lost me, Brandon. Sounds like Squid Game. Maybe it is. I don't know. But you should check it out. It's really good. I've not watched Squid Game. I'm too squeamish. I take like mad mental fits. You wouldn't believe it. I would have thought more players would also mean new players who aren't scoring. Well, maybe, but it depends what people buy. Just because people are new doesn't mean that they don't have good playing cards. They could have the exact same cards as you. The penalty miss for England ruined Sancho. I don't really think it did, to be honest with you. I think that was... Nah, I don't think he takes that. It was more... Oh, who was it? It was before then. I remember watching that game. Was it Rashford? One of them fucked it. I can't remember who it was, but it wasn't Sancho. Sancho and Saka, it was not them. Whoever else missed a penalty or did a mad fuck up. I think it might have been Rashford. Then I can see him taking... It was one of them I could see, yeah, you deserve a wee bit of flack. But Saka, definitely not. I can't remember how all that stuff went, but I don't think Sancho is really taking that stuff to heart, to be honest. Wow, this was an answer way better than I was hoping for. Nice, unique insight, much appreciated. No problem. I'm targeting his rare. Was always, yeah, I think it'll be great. And the thing with Dortmund, I think their ideal starting 11, I think the midfield three looks like Witzel centre, and left and right of him is Bellingham and Brandt. I think that's the kind of shape they like to play, or they want to play when everyone's fit and firing. And if that's a midfield three combo, like, they will do very, very well. And then if your front three is guys like Marco Reus, Haaland, Malin, Moukoko, Renier, if that's how you say his name, so he can come back fit, yeah, and Gio Reyna, they've got a lot of deadly options. Dortmund are such an exciting team, man. They really are. I have to go. Surface, thanks a lot for popping in, my man. A good goalkeeper, you're not getting a goalkeeper cheap. Sorry, Bugs. A striker around 250. What is 250? Is that like 0.1? Yeah, Sorare Data is your best friend, but can your man Quinny find you someday? So we're looking at a striker for no more than 0.1. Basically, yeah. So let's see. Can I do price? I don't really ever do this on... Yeah, price. We can do price. And it is in pounds, okay? So we're going to 250. I'll just pull up my favourites for you, okay? So we'll go to 2... And are we talking rare Bugs? Or are we talking limited? Let's go with rare. I'm guessing that's what you mean. Or maybe limited, I don't know. Limited. I'm going with limited, Bugs. I don't know if you're after a rare or not, but I'm going limited because I'm assuming you're new and that's the sort of stuff you're up to. Wow, it looks like you can get a Doku. What? Oh, it's on bid. I thought that was on buy now. I was like, Jesus, man, I might just buy that. No, I'm in the wrong place. Sorry. Rare cards, no problem. Manager sales is where we want to be. I'll do the same thing again. So position. Forward. There's only 9 coach cards on the market. That's interesting. Forward. Price. Max 250. And we're looking at rares, my man said. Excuse me. Can we get it to 250? Toggle. $283, right? That's the price it's going to be, max. $283. Sorry, pal. Hit the rares, hit the faves. Bugsley, take your pick. Kyrie Shelton. I'm not going to go with best value. We'll go with newly listed. Yeah, none of those guys are that great. Everton. He's not really playing too much these days, but he was good. Gabriel Goodmanson. I think he's playing like defence now for Lille, so his stats have been tanked. Slobodan Tedic is on loan from Man City. Don't know how well he's doing. That might be something for you. Chris Muller. Chris Muller's transferring to Hibs, I believe, in January. So that could be one to sleep on and, you know, take advantage of later. But when I listen to MLS podcasts, the last two I've heard him reference Muller, they said he was going to Belgium. So I don't know where he's going in January, but he's definitely going to Challenger Europe. So you've also then got a settling in period, and you've then also got will he play. Robert Skov. Wow, Robert Skov could be great, but he's not really in the team too much. So investigate him before buying. Anyone else here? Visinger's good, by the way. Visinger played Euros for Croatia. He's a Croatian international in the Austrian league. He is very cheap. £80 he goes for. I don't know how well he scored or whatever, but he did play Euros for Croatia. Ormion Yukuru only plays Europa League. Tajuri Shradi's season coming to an end. Shappy I've not seen too much from. I don't know what he's been up to. Albion Ajeti, don't think he's going to be playing much. If you've got patience, Jordan Morris is probably the best one on this list, because when he comes back from his ACL, he will be a division leading forward. But the season there is also just about to finish. Muller is a Hibs player, guaranteed, Hendo. Good man. So yeah, Muller's there in that price range, and he'll be an effective Challenger Euro forward, no two ways about it, if he plays for Hibs. Musaba, get an interesting transfer. I forget where he went. Was it Monaco? Not really playing too much, but Toy, you're getting a good discount on him now because of his injury. But again, his season is coming to an end shortly. Jorgen Larsson was very impressive last year in spells. Hasn't really done it this year. But again, I believe he has a starting Challenger Euro forward. Yep, he's starting still quite a lot. He's just not really doing it this season. He looks just like Hendo. He looks just like Hendo. Oh, I've zoomed in too much. Oh, zoomed in way too much. Uh-oh. He looks just like Hendo. I'm not going to zoom in anymore. Oh, I've zoomed out far. Oh, Jesus. I'm not good at this whole control and zoom stuff. Oh, God almighty. Mario Götze? Oh, I've went to midfielders. What's happened here? Maybe he's listed as a forward. Oh, yeah, I've lost my filter, haven't I? Yeah, I've lost my price filter. 270, that's a wee bit better. So I think they're the best options I've got for you, Monfrere. We'll go back to best value and we'll get past Kyrie Shelton, okay? Because he's not the best values. Season coming to an end, a rotational player, yada yada. Cristaldo, it's old. If it is all just the cheap guys that are playing. Mullins. We'll find the first best guy that comes into this. There's only 4 pages. Thanks. Was looking at Shelton for it might not be good value. Season ending soon. I currently have Partridge. Well, the season is ending soon, so I would stay away from that. This is an amazing show of pure game player knowledge. Oh, thank you, Brandon. I'm glad I'm glad you're impressed, son. This guy Virgil, I can't remember too much about him, but he's in my favourites list, and every time I see him, I keep thinking to myself, there's a really important reason I was going to buy this guy. But he's 27. I think he's just an active scorer for 20. Yeah, this is probably, I'd probably see you towards this guy. Look into him more. Don't just take this nod from me, right? But 27, good price, decent team in Challenger Euro. It seems to play, and again, I've favoured the guy. He's got something in his profile that I very much like about him. Alexander Schmidt. Oh, Alexander Schmidt has got great stats. I've got his limited, and he's just back from an injury, and he's not found his form yet. So he's very much underpriced now, based on last season's statistics. The Austrian Bundesliga's got an extensive winter break, which a lot of people are not a fan of. If you can look past that, he is also a good option. Paulo Abrahams is a decent option, good speculation. A lot of people like him. Falcao, I'm a big fan of, but he is old and he is a kind of super sub at best these days, really. To be quite honest. Dom Dwyer, Tyler Wolf. I think this is all the ones that kind of come into that. So Alexander Schmidt, Medidjan, if that was his name, are 2 of my favourites that we've come up with so far. Onyekuru, Tyler Freeman, all these guys are. Yeah. So there you go. This is as good as I can do for you. Dario Tadic. What does that mean? Oh, you suggesting guys as well. Simo, good to see my man. I'm not long for heading. Andy Black, you still here? He is. I think he's still in the midst somewhere. All my pages are refreshing and stuff. I don't know why. What's going on here? But Black is gunning for you. We already spoke about this Hendo earlier in the stream. He's happy. It looks like we can get a podium of friends of the channel. If Hendo wins, Black and the understudy get 2nd or 3rd. Let's see what happens. Cheers, going to do some research on yeah. Please do, Bugs. Let me know how you get on. I hope they do you well. I say Schmidt, I have his limited, so I do back that guy. And the other Virgil guy, like I can't remember what it is, but something about that guy struck me, and I was like, he could be a nice wee option for me should I need it, and that's why he's in my favourites. He's not like a guy I'm actively pursuing, but he's somebody who I got that little thought of, that might be useful for later. Favourite him now, maybe I come back to it. Good idea. Guys, we got an extra little bonus bit there thanks to some Q&A from the live chat, so thanks very much for participating, all involved, in particular Surface to Air Missile, the man, the myth, the legend that is. Hendo, we wish you luck on your star rare pool in the morning. I think podium's guaranteed for you at this stage. Harry Trades, you're just clocking in as we're leaving, my man. Thanks a lot for joining us, Harry. Good to see you. And yeah, podcast on Wednesday, live stream on Thursday, videos everywhere in between. Thanks very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Please do like it. Means a lot to me. Like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on Mbappe hunting, Hendo. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.